Hello friends, this video on motion in a straight line part 19 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exams. Please make sure that you have watched all the videos from part 1 to part 18 before going ahead with part 19. Let us now discuss an important topic and interesting as well, that is relative velocity. I used the term relative long back when I started this unit in the very beginning slide, stating that motion is relative in nature. That is, whenever we say that an object is in motion, we say it in terms of some other object. Now, what is relative velocity? Relative velocity is velocity of one body with respect to a second body. That means whenever the velocity of one body is compared to the velocity of other body, that is said to be relative velocity. The term relative itself suggests it is in relation to something. In relation to something. So any velocity which we mention is always with respect to something. For example, let us suppose we have two buses. There is one school bus and the other tourist bus. Now, say the velocity of school bus is something, say v1. The velocity of the tourist bus is say v2. Now, the velocity of the school bus when viewed by the tourists inside the tourist bus will not be v1, it would be something else. So, that velocity is known as relative velocity. Similarly, the velocity of the tourist bus when viewed by the people inside the school bus would be different than v2. Like, let us suppose the school bus is moving with velocity v1. This tourist bus is moving with velocity v2. But for the students inside the bus, the velocity of v2 will not be exactly equal to v2. It will be something else. Similarly, for the tourists inside the bus, v1 will not be v1. It will be something else. So that is what we will study now. So the basics of relative velocity. Let us suppose we say velocity of bus A is v1. What do we mean when we say velocity of bus A is v1? We mean to say that velocity of the bus A with respect to ground is equal to v1. So there is always a frame of reference with respect to which we measure velocity. So velocity of bus A is v1 meter per second means velocity of bus A with respect to ground is v1. Similarly, we say velocity of bus B is v2. That means velocity of bus B with respect to ground is equal to v2. Now, what would be the velocity of bus A relative to bus B? Now, velocity of bus A relative to bus B. This will be equal to velocity of bus A with respect to ground plus velocity of ground with respect to bus B. It is very simple mathematics, correct? Now, we already know velocity of A with respect to ground is v1. So, this is v1. Now, velocity of ground with respect to B. Now, velocity of B with respect to ground is v2. Therefore, velocity of ground with respect to B will be minus v2. So, this will be minus v2. That means velocity of bus A with respect to B will be equal to v1 minus v2. Similarly, velocity of bus B with respect to A, this will be velocity of B with respect to ground plus velocity of ground with respect to A. So, this is equal to v2 and this is equal to minus v1. So, velocity of B with respect to A is equal to v2 minus v1. So, what do we conclude? We conclude velocity in general. In general, velocity of 1 with respect to 2 is equal to v1 minus v2. Velocity of 2 with respect to 1 is equal to v2 minus v1. So, this is the general term for relative velocity. So, I hope it is clear to you now that any velocity which we see around us is relative to something, that is with respect to something or some frame of reference. Now we will look at certain special cases in relative velocity. Case 1, v1 is equal to v2. Now, what do we mean when we say velocity 1 is equal to velocity of 2? That means we have already told that velocity 1 is the velocity of bus A and velocity v2 is the velocity of bus B. Now, when two velocities are equal, that means if we plot the velocity in position time graph, let us suppose this is my position time graph. Now, in a position time graph, velocity v1 would be something like this. Now, if we say that v1 and v2, what is v1? v1 is determined by the slope of this line. So, if we say that v1 and v2 are equal, that means we mean to say that the two lines have equal slopes. That means the two lines have equal slopes. That means the two lines are parallel to each other. If two lines are parallel, that means their slopes will be equal. That is what is happening here. Now, velocity is given by the slope of position time graph. Let us suppose the slope of this line gives v1 and the slope of this line gives v2. So, if v1 is equal to v2, that means the two lines must be parallel to each other. So, v1 is equal to v2. Conclusion is position time graphs of the two buses would be straight lines parallel to each other. That means if the velocities of both the buses are equal, in that case the two buses will move parallel to each other and they will never intersect each other. Clear? Okay. Now let us look at the second case, that is v1 greater than v2. That means velocity of one bus is more than the other one. In this case, what would happen is, if we draw the position time graph, let us suppose this is a line, the slope of this is position and this is time. Let us suppose this is a straight line, the slope of this line gives v1. That means this line corresponds to the motion of bus A. Now it says that v1 greater than v2. That means slope of this line would be greater than the other line. So slope of this line is greater means this line will be steeper than the other line. So the other line should be less steeper, maybe somewhat like this. So first you understand the basic fact. Slope is more means it has to be more steep. Now as it decreases, the slope keeps decreasing. That is because you see this is theta here. Now when it is slanted more, theta decreases. It is slanted even more, theta decreases even more. It is slanted even more, so theta keeps decreasing. Now as theta keeps decreasing, the value of tan theta, the value of the slope also keeps decreasing. So similarly in this case what we see, this is for v1, this is for v2. In this case the two motion paths will intersect each other at some point. That is, the conclusion here would be position time graphs of the two buses would be straight lines intersecting each other at a point. And also the position time graph will be steeper for the one whose slope is more, that is whose velocity is more. Velocity v1 is more, so v1 will be steeper. We will consider another special case where v1 is positive and v2 is negative. That means the bus A is moving with a positive velocity, whereas the bus 2 is moving with a negative velocity. What do we mean by negative velocity? Negative velocity would mean it is moving in the opposite direction. In this case, let us try to plot the graph. This is time, this is position. So again let us plot v1. v1 would be something like this. Now slope of this line will correspond to v1. Now it says that the other line will move in the negative direction. Let us suppose this is v1. Now other one will move in the negative direction. Say it is moving somewhere in this direction. So even in this case, the two lines will be intersecting at a point. They will be straight lines, but one line will be in the negative direction. That is, position time graphs would be straight lines intersecting each other. That means if v1 is equal to v2, in that case, the line position time graphs would be parallel to each other. Otherwise, they will always be intersecting each other. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.